Hi guys, this is Stan. Today let's do a little bit special video, which is a cozy reading vlog. This is my first time doing it, so let me know, do you like it or not? In this reading vlog, I will read The Principle of Moments with you. This is the fourth and the last book on my February's TBR, which is great because we are only halfway through February. I was quite looking forward to read this one because this one was quite popular on social media. Also, it is my first time reading any sci-fi. So I am kind of having quite a high expectation. So far, I am 200 pages in, and to be honest, this may not be the best experience. In this book, we're gonna follow two main characters. One is called Obi, who was from 19th century London, and also Asha, who is living in the 60th century when human was enslaved in the space. The reason I don't quite enjoy this one is probably because of the writing style. It's just so confusing because I don't even know where I am when I am, and also because there are two timelines. One is in the far 60th century and the other one is in the 18th century. In terms of the technology, in the 60th century, we are talking about intergalactic travel, and in the 18th century, probably it is just the start of the Industrial Revolution. It is like I am reading two separate stories. After each chapter, there's like a quote from a book, which I think is a little bit repetitive because yes, it is about the prophecy. Yes, it is about the chosen one. But what the quote is actually about is what had happened in that chapter. And to be very honest, I am not so engaged with the plot. So let's get it done, and I'm gonna read a little bit more tonight. I hope the plot do get a bit better because God, this may be the worst book I have read in this month. I guess it is the time to update you guys because I have made an important decision. It is to DNF this book. I just find this book not engaging. I'm just not finding myself really enjoying it. But first, I need to explain a little bit more about what this book is about. Like I said earlier, this book we follow two characters. One is called Obi and the other one is called Asha. Obi, by touching an artifact, traveled to the future, to the 60th century where Asha is. In this period of time, human was enslaved by the Empire, and Empire just explored everything across the galaxy. Asha wanted to find her mother who was captured by the Empire and also try to find her lost sister who she has never met in her life. For Obi, he wanted to find the mage kind who could cure his disease. As Obi traveled across the time, he would lose a piece of himself, I would say. Back in the 18th century London, Obi's lover, Prince George, worked with his father, Elric. Prior to all this, Obi gave a piece of his soul to Prince George, but that piece was stolen by a mysterious figure. Prince George wanted to find out where the soul is, and the father tried to locate where his son is. The very main reason why I decided to DNF this book is the writing style. I find it so repetitive. I find the chapter is way too long. I'm not sure about you guys. I feel like in a fantasy book or sci-fi, my preferably page length for a chapter, unless it is like the epic ending moment, I would prefer a chapter roughly at most 15 pages. But this book always got chapters around 20 pages. But I just find there's some problems with the writing. For instance, maybe in the very beginning of the chapter, a character think about an idea. Then 5 pages later, there will be just like a direct quote of that idea. Why you need to do that? And I also find like for some instances, that's like a mysterious character. We don't know much about this. All of a sudden, in the middle of a paragraph, the name of that character pop up without the characters even introducing themselves. I've never come across something like this. By the end of Asha and Obi's chapter, there are always the transcribed quotes from like legends, I would say. That part still repetitive. It's like summarizing what happened before, but with really clear direction pointing. Asha is that character in the legend. Other than the writing itself, I find that there are some logical issues. Asha was like a slave. She never learned how to fly a plane. She just watched like the simulation, she just watched like YouTube, TikTok, whatever, try to learn how to fly a plane. Finally, the time has come, and then she could successfully fly a plane without any experience before. It is like me learning how to drive by playing, let's say, car racing game. Maybe I think myself got enough experience, I drive a car in a real life without driving license. It is legal. I'm not saying I would do anything like that. Without driving license, just learning how to play in like the console. Would it make sense that I could drive successfully for miles in reality? I don't think so. I am halfway through this book, but I need to put it down. I'm really sorry about it. This is probably my very first book I have decided to DNF in the middle of. What should I read now? I got nothing left on my TBR. So I stepped in March TBR earlier, and I've picked up The Blood of Outcasts by D.A. Smith. I got this duology on broken binding because of the sale. It was £50 but dropped to 15. It's a bargain, so I get it. Here, it is said that if you like fantasy, samurai inspired or a bit gritty, then D.A. Smith's work might find its place on your TBR. I am 2 chapters in and I quite agree with it because it is quite bloody already. It is about this character on the cover. I don't know her name yet because it is written in her point of view. She was nearly dead until a god revived her, so this pair worked along and then tried to overthrow this empire, this kingdom. This is all I know about it. And one really special thing about this book is it is signed and dated with a special message. I find it is quite awesome. I never come across something like this. So from this point onward, I will read this book and I have DNF this. Sorry guys. See you in the next update. Hi guys, this is Dan. Here comes to another update because I have read another 60 pages-ish. So far, I am enjoying this book. I think this book is immersive. In the last update, I didn't say much about the plot because I was only 2 chapters in. With these 60 more pages, I get a little bit more about what is going on. Our main character, Hawk. I will call her Hawk because it is easier for me to remember. Because of her homeland, her clan, her master was killed by the Lord Council. She barely survived this fight and she had to make a deal with the god. Now she met with another mercenaries and a little boy. This little group worked together and then getting a little bit more resources. One day they hope that to overthrow to fight against this Lord Council. But Hawk didn't know much about what this mercenary is about because she felt this guy is a little bit mysterious. I find this book interesting because these characters, they didn't have any resources, so they have to literally start making money from the very bottom of this society, making a little bit of money and then try to blackmail the powerful people in this city. So far, I think it is engaging, it is interesting. I think I'll keep on reading it, unlike The Principle of Moments. But one thing I am not clicking with is the writing style. I think it is a little bit broken. Sometimes it could be like 1 word, 2 words to form a sentence, but overall, I think it is engaging. Speaking of updates, I've decided to skip March Illumicrate. In case you don't know, I've enrolled in 2 book subscription in the UK. One is Illumicrate and the other one is Ghostbra. For Ghostbras, I would definitely go for their February, March or even April's picks because they look nice. They are not something that I usually read and the plot itself sounds good. But since 2024, I've been skipping my Illumicrates. January is a duplicate of Ghostbras. February one, To Cage a God. The review is a bit meh over Goodreads. Also, the March one, the plot itself doesn't sound something that is for me. It is about an undersea world and then there are 3 female characters. The synopsis sounds a little bit fake, doesn't give out too much about it, so I have decided to skip it again. Let me know, do you skip Illumicrate this much like me? Tonight, I'll be cooking burger, and then I hope I would have time to read a little bit more before bed. I will see you in the next update. See ya. So here comes to the last update of this vlog. I haven't finished this book yet. I am 10 chapters in, and I guess it is roughly 40 pages more compared to the last update. I couldn't say too much about it because there are not too many things happen compared to the last time. So far, I quite like this book because at this point, we could see more about this character, Hawk, what she is about. She is savage, but at the same time she is impatient. That might explain what happened in the past to lead up to the potential death of her. And also now she is impatient, she wants revenge, so she may make some mistakes. There are also some like sword fights in these chapters, but not too many of it yet. I am only 140 pages in, and this book is roughly 500 pages long, so I still have a long way to go. By the end of this vlog, I haven't finished a book yet because I DNF a book that I didn't like midway through, which is The Principle of Moments, and also pick up a new book that is not on my February TBR. I think I may turn this reading vlog into a weekly basis. So far, I am doing at least 2 videos in a week. To be fair, it is quite difficult to come up with video ideas because in a month, we got 4 weeks. That means I have to do 8 videos. One could be TBR, one could be a wrap-up, but overall, I still have to think about 6 more video ideas. Let me know, do you like this kind of reading vlog? Because I kind of like it, but I also find it a little bit... I don't know what this means, but sometimes I just forgot to take out my phone to record it, so sometimes the video could be a little bit here and there. Overall, I do like doing a reading vlog because I can keep myself reading consistently. Let me know, do you like this kind of arrangement or do you like this kind of reading vlog? Do let me know because your opinions matter. So if you have enjoyed today's video, make sure you give it a like. If you don't want to miss any content from me, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll see you real soon. Goodbye.